Hi everybody, I'm Stephen Lynch and I'm here with DublinChatOnlineTV in the very heart of Dublin. We're just here to ask about the upcoming budget for 2012 and what people's feelings are about it. So let's see if we can get out in the streets and get some different answers.
I suppose I'm a little bit worried about them, alright. It's difficult, they're in a difficult situation. I mean, I'm not a supporter of the government, but I think it'll be tough enough.
There's been overspending and there has to be cuts, there's no choice.
It's ridiculous. We're going to be hit again. Everyone's going to be hit by the people who should be hit. And if they cut back their laundry bill and a few little bonuses, they wouldn't have to be doing any of this. You know, and they're affecting kids and sort of the middle income people. You know, or the lower income people are probably better than the middle income.
Budget cuts, well, all I know is in England they're bad. Yeah. A lot of my friends who work for the public sector out there, they're really struggling. And they just actually, just before I come away, they had a national strike. All the teachers, doctors, my daughter, my children, I had them, were off school for the day. Yeah. So it's pretty austere cuts in England as well. So
a bit scared. I know last year was a pretty harsh kind of reality that we had to face, and I'm really hoping it's not even worse than it was there, but it most likely will. And it's kind of worrying when your finance minister loses 3-point-something billion, forgets that in the budget. So I'm kind of a bit worried it's going to be coming up. So.
No, I probably should, because I know it'll affect me somehow, but I don't really know how.
I think unfortunately nobody wants to be hit with the level of cuts that are going to be coming down the line. But as I said, there's difficult decisions that have to be taken, but it's a question of what are the right decisions to take. So for example, is it right to put the VAT up when people are struggling to pay for things already? It's fine to say, you'll have a choice in it, but there's some things you don't have a choice in, and the VAT's going to affect a lot more than discretionary spending.
I'm not too sure, I just think they have to be done.
I think it just kind of goes again in the old way of budget cuts in the past, where you kind of end up with a two-tier society. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. There seems to be very little in between.
They have to be done. I don't think there's an alternative. I wish to God there was an alternative, but I don't think there is.
I'm nervous. I don't really think about it.
It doesn't really affect us, I don't think.
Well, I think we've been drip fed, sort of for the last 3 or 4 weeks, so you can expect the worst, and then it'll be slightly less onerous than they've suggested. But still, it's just again a manipulation of people's feelings and they're playing on their fears.
Yeah, I think it's worrying, and I hate the fact that it's always so close to Christmas. Because I think it's not it's a tough enough time for people at the moment that it's hard, I think it's only a matter of time before it's going to hit nearly everybody.
I'm more irritated really than worried. I guess we're going to have to put up with things like car tax increases, reductions in social welfare, lots of things that are going to hurt people. But again, what other way is there out of this?
Not happy.
Not happy?
No, especially with I heard there's putting 63% on road tax or something like that. They're not happy about that either.
They're taking money off people, off the women, that haven't got much for their kids. They're actually thinking about budgeting again, which I think is ridiculous. They only done this time last year. There should be more cutbacks. There should be more support out there,
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
Coming up to Christmas as well.
Yeah.
Bad news coming up to Christmas. That's the last thing you need, to be hearing as well. Coming to Christmas. After Christmas, your money's going to be cut back,
Yeah, I think they're not really doing a good job, but I just don't really care about it. It's Christmas coming up.
Personally speaking, I think there's going to have to be cuts, but if the cuts are too deep, it's going to wreck the country.
Well, yeah, definitely, especially because I'm a student and stuff. I'd worry about cutting students.
I don't think it's been thought through enough as at this moment in time. There seems to be a little panic going on. They're coming out with different policies, different proposals, but between Labour and Fine Gael, I'm not sure that it's working.
They've taken enough off us, so I don't know. They're going to just make things a lot harder for everyone.
well, I mean, it's again the same decisions being made. I suppose. I mean, they have tough decisions to make. So
suppose they'll have to do it.
Awful. I don't want that to happen, especially in my house and stuff. It's not going to be good. Like, especially Christmas coming up and all that kind of stuff. And just no, not at all happy really.
There's going to be cutbacks all over, you know. I mean, you're going to have to pay a little bit extra. It's more or less it's the long term, it's the future that I'd be concerned about, you know.
Yeah. I'll try and follow it. I'd be interested, but I don't know much about the kind of proposed areas where they're going to be cutting.
Yeah.
Everywhere, I assume.
It's necessary, but they're making the cuts and demands in the wrong places. Health should be first.
Yeah.
Your health is your wealth. And they have little choice, but they need a big think tank and really get their act together, because next year it's going to be doom and gloom.
Yeah, so
and indeed, the rich man don't suffer.
So
It's the working class, and it's going to be on a joke now. It really is, and people are angry.
People's wages are not being touched. It has to be a plus, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you have to remember that the Irish government are trying to deal with something that they were left with. They didn't create it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not their fault. I think they're doing a good job. I really do. I think we need a good news radio station, a good news TV station, and a good news newspaper.
Yeah.
It's just relentless negativity. I mean, look at the places heaving today. Just look around you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People are still living. You're living, I'm living.
Yes, I'm extremely worried. The country's on its knees at the moment, and it's going to be crawling in the gutter by after next Monday or Tuesday. So, you know, I know actually 3 people in the last week that had to emigrate. They're emigrating after Christmas.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like the state of their houses, their property. I know one particular people that are just leaving their house. They just can't afford it anymore.
Not particularly worried.
Just enough to get this bag for myself.
So now you know what the people think about budget cuts. So please vote, comment and send us your questions so we can ask them next time around. I'm Stephen Lynch, Dublin, Ireland.